This is WWE Colts fan here with another DVD and Blu-ray update. And once again, this video is going to be a big one because I got a lot of DVDs and Blu-rays. We'll start off with the DVDs. Of course, WWE, hello, it's in my name. My YouTube username, that is. This is Battleground 2014. Of course, there's Bray Wyatt doing his little thing that he always does, featuring Cena defending his title, John Cena, against Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, and Kane, as well as a battle royal to determine the new Intercontinental Champion, because Bad News Barrett was injured, so he had to forfeit his title. Next, one of a couple TV shows in this collection. Of course, I've been a fan of this show for quite some time. Actually, I'm a fan of all the shows that I have here. Well, first off, in terms of the shows, we have Criminal Minds, Season 9. Yeah, on the 6-disc set. And I did not realize that there was a cast member leaving. Jeanne Triplehorn, she left. And of course, with this being released by Paramount, all the disc art's the same. And this features also the 200th episode, in which JJ is kidnapped and Prentice comes back to help find her. And the unsub that has her, I don't remember the guy's name, but he's in Iron Man, plays the lead terrorist. He's also in J.J. Abrams' Star Trek, gets killed off by Eric Bana's character, and so on. Next, we have another WWE pay-per-view DVD, and it's Money in the Bank, where Cena won the WWE World Heavyweight Championship in the Money in the Bank ladder match, as well as Seth Rollins winning the contract match. This one's always an entertaining one because of the ladders. I just like seeing ladder matches for some reason. Right, next is another TV show. This is just really fun to watch, and that's NCIS Los Angeles, the 5th season, which has its 100th episode. Just like Criminal Minds, all the discs are the same. I don't know why they choose different packaging for their shows. I don't know why. NCIS is always in this case. Criminal Minds is always in those really thin cases. Yeah. NCIS Los Angeles. Of course, I forgot to mention the 100th episodes where they have to go rescue Kinsey from Afghanistan because of a classified mission she was on. Now, this next movie is a movie I've been wanting to get for some time. My brother's had it for years on DVD. The original DVD release. Well, I got the reissue version, which is the same content, but it's Space Cowboys with Clint Eastwood, Tommy Lee Jones, Donald Sutherland, and the late James Garner. These 4 astronauts who tried to be the first Americans in space in the 60s, but they lost to a chimp. But then years later, they're called into action because of one of Clint Eastwood's character's satellite that he designed being used by the Russians is, malfunctioning. The guidance system, that's what it is. It's the guidance system to a satellite. That's what he designed. Now, this next movie is from IFC, and it's basically like their version of Kick-Ass. Stars, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but Rainn Wilson, Ellen Page, Liv Tyler, Kevin Bacon, and Nathan Fillion. Super, where Rainn Wilson's character has to save his wife from Kevin Bacon's character. And in order to save her, he becomes this superhero, and with his sidekick played by Ellen Page. Yeah, I picked it up for like $3, so not too bad. And then my final DVD is actually also a CD DVD package, and it's Robin Williams' Weapons of Self-Destruction. Yeah, this is as I said, this is the version that has the CD and the DVD of his HBO stand-up comedy special he did back in 2010. Of course, I already put the CD up, and here's just the DVD. It is a very funny show. Of course, you can find it on YouTube, but I went ahead and bought the real thing. Okay, now we're on to the Blu-rays. First up from Sony, we have The Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man and Jamie Foxx as Electro. I've actually still yet to watch the first one, and I don't know why I picked up the second one. But of course, you know, this is the direct sequel of the first Amazing Spider-Man. And this is the movie that will eventually lead to him facing the Sinister Six. Should be very interesting. Okay, we go from a Marvel movie to a DC movie, part of the DC Comics direct-to-home video stuff. But anyway, Batman: Assault on Arkham. This movie is based off of the Arkham Asylum games, and it features the voice of Kevin Conroy as Batman, as well as Neil McDonough and Matthew Gray Gubler of I don't know if I'm ever saying his name right, Gubler, whatever, from Criminal Minds, as Edward Nygma, also known as the Riddler. This next one I picked up for $6 at FYE, and it's WWE's Best of the King of the Ring, which highlights this event that WWE used to have. It was a pay-per-view, and then they occasionally bring it back, but use it as like part of Monday Night Raw. And it's, well, the King of the Ring tournament, but also they do feature matches that were part of the pay-per-view. Like, for a good example, it features the famous Hell in a Cell match from 1998 with The Undertaker and Mankind. And it also features Shane McMahon versus Kurt Angle and a bunch of others. Next, from Universal Pictures, we have Casper with Bill Pullman, Christina Ricci, produced by Steven Spielberg. Of course, based off the famous cartoon character of the same name, where in this movie has Bill Pullman and his daughter move into this house that's haunted by Casper, and as well as Stinky, Stretch, and Fatso. I always remember the oh, it also has Eric Idle in it too. I don't know if you can make him out there, but I always remember the bathroom sequence when these three enter Bill Pullman's body, and he goes to the bathroom, looks in the mirror, rinses his face off. They transform him into Clint Eastwood, then Rodney Dangerfield, then Mel Gibson, and then finally into the Crypt Keeper, which that always scared me. But still, it's a very funny scene, as well as a very funny movie. Yeah. Next, also for the first time on Blu-ray, minus its third movie, thank goodness, Crocodile Dundee and Crocodile Dundee 2, starring Paul Hogan. Yeah, before the Crocodile Hunter, you had Mick Dundee. Yeah, that's basically what Paul Hogan's character is. He's just he hunts crocodiles, does guide tours and whatnot, and ends up falling in love with this one right here, and ends up moving to New York with her. Remember in the first movie, because he has this big knife, and these guys try to rob him. Well, in fact, there's the knife right there. True, it's not the real one, but well, anyway, the guy pulls out a knife and he goes, "That's not a knife." And he pulls out his knife and he goes, "Now that's a knife." Next, from Summit Entertainment, we have Divergent with Shailene Woodley. This is the Walmart Digibook, which features an excerpt from one of the books. I think it's one of the upcoming ones. Oh, from the transfer. So, and of course features little character bios. Yeah, it kind of fits in that same crowd as the Hunger Games. So it'll be really interesting to check out. And from Lionsgate, football season's here. So why not get Draft Day with Kevin Costner and Jennifer Gardner? And it also has Frank Langella and Dennis Leary. Of course, this stars Kevin Costner. He's the general manager of the Cleveland Browns. They could have picked a better team. But this is directed by Ivan Reitman, director of Ghostbusters. And anyway, what happens is Kevin Costner's character, he trades to get the #1 draft pick in that year's NFL draft, and that's what it all centers around. His decisions to help the Browns, like it's going to help anyways. And this next one from Lionsgate, we have Empire State with Dwayne Johnson and Liam Hemsworth. Then it centers around Liam Hemsworth's character. He works for security, like a armored truck company, and provides security for transfer money to the banks. Well, anyway, he unwillingly becomes part of a bank heist while using the armored trucks, and it's up to Dwayne Johnson to stop the actual crew from getting away with it. And it's supposed to be based off a true story. From Warner Brothers, we have Tom Hanks, Sandra Bullock, Max von Sydow, and John Goodman in the Best Picture nominated Extremely Loud, Incredibly Close. Centered around this little boy who lost his dad at 9/11, who's played by Tom Hanks. And he finds this key, and he hopes to find, what's the connection to his dad. Because it was one of his dad's keys. Where does it go? And he meets a bunch of acquaintances of his dad. Next, from Universal, we have The Flintstones. I remember seeing this in the theaters. I think more specifically, I went to Sky High Drive-In movie theater, I think, to go see this. Of course, it stars John Goodman as Fred, Rick Moranis as Barney, Elizabeth Perkins as Wilma, and Rosie O'Donnell as Betty. And it also has, I think Halle Berry's in this as well. Yeah, it's just a live-action adaptation of the famous cartoon. Yep, The Flintstones. Next, from Sony, we have, based off the book of the same name, with Daniel Craig and Rooney Mara, we have The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. In this movie, Daniel Craig is I think a reporter. If I can get this open, because it's supposed to just slide around. There we go. Plays a reporter who's suspended, and Rooney Mara plays this hacker. and she has uncovered the truth. Why was he suspended? Of course, there's Rooney Mara and Daniel Craig here on the back. Flip it open. It's a 3-disc set, 2 Blu-rays, and I like what they did with the DVD here. They kind of did the same thing like what Borat did, made it look like a recordable disc. But anyway, it's to help uncover the truth and help him. I know that this is the English version, because I know there's a, I think was a Swedish version of made of these books. I'm going to have to put this phone down to put this back in the box. Sorry about that. That was a two-hand job. Okay, next from PureFlix, we have this movie that did very, very well in the theaters for an indie film. It has the only major stars are Kevin Sorbo and Dean Cain, as well as an appearance by Willie and Corey Robertson. God's Not Dead. And it also has a special appearance by Newsboys, the Christian music group. Anyway, it's about this college student who enters this class, and his teacher, his philosophy professor, played by Kevin Sorbo, tells them the first thing they are to do is to declare that God is dead, which He is not. He is not. And this kid just can't do it. He cannot come down to that level at all. And he just basically gets into the whole. That's what this whole movie is about. It's about atheism. Yeah, I encourage people to check this movie out. Right, next, from Lionsgate, originally by Miramax, the 15th anniversary edition of Good Will Hunting, starring Matt Damon and the Academy Award performance for Best Supporting Actor by Robin Williams. And of course, this movie was written by, there, show the disc there, was written by Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, which they did win the Academy Award for. And this movie focuses around Matt Damon's character, who's a janitor at this college, and he's basically a genius. And he befriends the psychology professor played by Robin Williams. And Good Will Hunting. I honestly did not know what to say else about it, other than what was on the back. Next, from Mill Creek. Mill Creek's recently been putting out some Sony titles, but this one stars Dwayne Johnson in Gridiron Gang. It's about this I think he's a probation officer that works at this juvenile facility, and the last chance he has to help these kids is to, start a football team. Or at least that's what he uses. He uses football to help these kids. And they only have a couple weeks before the season actually starts. Yeah, this is on this disc. It's just bare bones. There's not even a menu. And there's another movie in this collection just like it. But anyway, Gridiron Gang. Next, from Disney, they finally released this movie on Blu-ray, as well as another movie that's in this collection. But anyway, it's Hercules, which is one of the movies that came right at the end of that era of like Aladdin and The Lion King. I remember seeing this as a kid. The Blu-ray DVD. And by the way, I actually used to own the soundtrack to this. I don't know what happened to it, but Well, anyway, it's the story about Hercules and how we had to battle the Titans and Hades, played by, what's his name? James Woods, and it also has the voices of Charlton Heston and Danny DeVito. Yep, Hercules. Next, from Warner Brothers, a Christopher Nolan film based off a Norwegian film, or European, whatever. I don't know what you want to call it. But anyway, with Alexander Skarsgård, called Insomnia. This is the one that has Al Pacino, Robin Williams, and Hilary Swank. The U.S. version, basically. But anyway, the story's the same. It's about this L.A. detective who goes up to Alaska, short days, long nights, and he develops insomnia, and he's trying to solve this case. Yeah, insomnia. Now, I think it was like a couple months ago, I got Bad Grandpa .5. Well, here is Bad Grandpa, the theatrical version. Well, it's actually the unrated version, but this is the original Bad Grandpa with Johnny Knoxville. That is some pretty impressive makeup work. Because Knoxville's in his 40s, and they make him look 80? Well, anyway, if you don't know what this movie is, he's 86 years old. Anyway, it's about this this grandpa who's taking his grandson to go see, take him back to his dad or his parents or whatever. Anyway, it's kind of like Borat meets Jackass. It's kind of scripted, but then it's a lot of ad-libbing and people reactions and whatnot. Bad Grandpa. Okay, next from Mill Creek. Yeah, this is the other Mill Creek title, starring Arnold in Last Action Hero. This is just like, Gridiron Gang. It's a Columbia Pictures title, in which in this movie, it's about this boy who loves these movies called the Jack Slater movies. Knows the 3 movies and by heart, and the 4th one is about to be released. Well, he gets a hold of this magic ticket, and it allows him to go into the movie, and he becomes the sidekick to Jack Slater, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger. Well, anyway, the villain in the movie, within the movie, gets a hold of this ticket, and he escapes. So now Jack and the boy must go out into the real world and stop him. The thing is, this is real life. Bad guys can win. And they find that out pretty soon. And in this movie, it also has F. Murray Abraham and an appearance at the end as Death, or the Grim Reaper, whatever you want to call him, by Ian McKellen. So, yeah, Last Action Hero. Next from Sony, with star of Grey's Anatomy, Sarah Drew, Sean Astin, Patricia Heaton, and country star Trace Adkins. We have Mom's Night Out. Kind of like a, best way to probably describe this is like The Hangover, well, without the hangover, and but it's for moms. Well, anyway, it's about these 3 right here. They just want to have a mom's night out. So they leave the care of their kids with their husbands. Well, things don't go real well, and they must basically find the kids and misadventures to find the kids. Okay, next from Disney, we have the sequel to The Muppets, Muppets Most Wanted, where this imposter frog and Ricky Gervais basically steal the identity of Kermit, and Kermit winds up in a prison, which the warden is played by Tina Fey. Anyway, Ricky Gervais and his partner, they commit crimes all over the world, and the rest of the Muppets must find Kermit, save him, and then stop the two bad guys. You know, the typical plot. You know, stop the bad guys. Next, from DreamWorks and Touchstone, we have the movie starring Aaron Paul, Dominic Cooper, based off the famous video game series Need for Speed, which Aaron Paul's character just got released from jail, and he is seeking revenge on the guy that framed him. That would be an interesting title to pick up. Next, from Fox, we have the Academy Award-winning film starring George C. Scott, The Remastered Patton, in which George C. Scott does play General Patton. Yeah, this is the one that you want to get, this one with this cover, because this one, as I said, is the remastered version. If you get the one that has a white background, it is DNR'd to death. So I encourage, do not pick that one up. Pick up this one. I think I got this for like $7 at FYE. Yeah, basically this is a biopic of General Patton during World War II. Yeah. Now for another TV series, we have the complete third season of Person of Interest, starring Jim Caviezel. Yeah, this is just a very, very good show, produced by J.J. Abrams and created by Jonathan Nolan. In this season, the machine thinks on itself. Yeah, pretty much they don't have as much control over the machine anymore because the machine makes its own decisions. Now, Root actually, she kind of turns into an ally in this season. In this 10-disc set, just like the others. 6 DVDs, 4 Blu-rays. And also, spoiler alert, one of the characters, I won't give it away who it is, but one of the main characters does die in the middle of the season. One of the main characters. Person of Interest. Oh, did I fail to mention that there's a second machine that they discover? Now, finally, I have all of this of the movies in this franchise, including tie-ins to another franchise, Predators, starring Adrian Brody, Topher Grace, Walton Goggins, and I think Danny Trejo's in this, too. For some reason, I think Danny Trejo's in this. I may be wrong about that. I think Lawrence Fishburne's also in it, too. Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne is in this. Of course, this is the movie that was produced by Robert Rodriguez. Yes, Danny Trejo is in this. I don't know if you can make him out, but he's right there. Anyway, it's this movie where these mercenaries are left on this alien planet to, well, basically fight for their lives. Next, from Universal, from the writer of Training Day, director of End of Watch, we have the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie Sabotage. It's also has Sam Worthington and Terrence Howard. Well, anyway, what this movie's about is about this group of DEA agents. Starts off that they go on this raid and steal some money from this drug lord. About $10 million to be exact. Well, anyway, when they go back to retrieve the money because they hide it, it's gone. and one of the team members has taken it. I will say that. I will not say who. I know who because I've watched this. Well, anyway, some of the members, months later, are being killed off. And it's up to Arnold to find out who's actually killing them. Sabotage. Next from Lionsgate. I'm not a big horror film fan, but I'm mostly WWE fan. From Lionsgate we have See No Evil, starring Kane, with the sequel. Yes, there's a sequel, come direct home video. And it comes out in later this month, actually. Well, anyway, it's about this group of teens that try to stay the night in this hotel. But yet, little do they know, psychopath Jacob Goodnight is there, and carnage ensues. And of course, if you haven't figured it out, Kane is Jacob Goodnight. Got another TV show here. Very popular FX series, Sons of Anarchy, about this biker gang starring Charlie Hunnam and Ron Perlman. I figured I'd give this show a shot. Some of the shows on FX are actually pretty good, like Justified. Yeah, Sons of Anarchy. Next from Disney is another movie that they finally released a Blu-ray to the public, and that's Tarzan. This and Hercules were actually part of Disney Movie Club. You can get it on through that, but until like a couple weeks ago, they finally released it to stores everywhere. Of course, this follows the story of Tarzan, the man that was raised by apes, which the ape that became his mother in the movie is played by Glenn Close. Rosie O'Donnell plays one of his friends. Anyway, humans come, and the Jane befriends him. But however, one of the main guide of the human group, well, doesn't exactly have good intentions. Let's just say that. Anyway, this features the Best Original Song, Academy Award Best Original Song, You'll Be in My Heart by Phil Collins. It's actually a good song. Next from Warner Brothers, directed by Wally Pfister, produced by Christopher Nolan, we have Johnny Depp in Transcendence. Yesterday, Dr. Will Castor was only human. Yeah, what happens is Johnny Depp's character gets shot at with this bullet that has this poison all over it. Well, anyway, last-ditch effort to save his mind, a bunch of the characters download his mind into a computer. This also has Cillian Murphy, Paul Bettany, and if you didn't recognize him, Morgan Freeman. Well, anyway, a lot of trouble happens from that. The computer becomes self-aware and stuff like that, and now basically the fate of the world rests on Johnny Depp's character's now questionable humanity while he's in this computer. Yep, Transcendence. Next, released by Anchor Bay. I've more recently been watching these, like, on YouTube, the fights on YouTube. Well, it's UFC, Best of 2013. Yeah, featuring last year's top fights on a 2-disc, 7-hour disc set. I figured why not? $10, Best Buy. Couldn't turn it down. From Lionsgate, originally released by Carolco. Well, actually, more specifically, probably TriStar. We have Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren in Universal Soldier, directed by Roland Emmerich. It's about about this experiment that reanimates these soldiers from Vietnam. Well, anyway, the memories of one of the Unisouls, as they're called, starts coming back, and Jean-Claude's character escapes, and then Dolph Lundgren's character is trying to hunt him down. But anyway, same thing happens to him. And basically it ends in this giant fight between Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren. And of course, who do you think actually wins? Jean-Claude does. Pretty gruesomely, but he wins nonetheless. And then finally from Warner Brothers, I've heard that this is a decent action movie starring Natalie Portman and Hugo Weaving, V for Vendetta, produced by the Wachowskis. Don't really have a good opinion on one of the Wachowskis anymore, but haven't for some time. But anyway, based off the DC Comics, DC Comics, well, obviously comic book. About this like future, I think takes place in London. Well, anyway, is like a single government when this guy named V becomes a terrorist, and played by Hugo Weaving, and he seeks revenge. And it's the people that have disfigured him. That's why he wears the mask. And what happens is he starts a revolution to overthrow the government. And it also stars John Hurt as well. Well, anyway, that does it for me. Until next time. Wait, hold on there. Did I say that was all? Actually, I have something else to show you. I'm hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing. That's right. I have the poster through Disney Movie Rewards for Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, now, that truly does it for now. Till next time.